Starting the stream. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Beyond Magog. Behind Magog.
Behind him.
It's Jeremy, the creator of Magog of Morskar. Thank you all for watching. And I'm doing kind of a fun hangout interview type stream with my new awesome friend in the whole world, Spooky Weebtrash.
Hello. How are you guys?
To the people. You can't tell. She's actually on camera. But she's frozen in time in the perfect spot.
It'll never not be for not a great selfie because it's always in that one angle.
Just she likes to call that her motorboat selfie. Now can you tell how SideQuest goes?
Yeah, that's funny.
So we got some people watching. We're going to collect super chats. If anybody wants to donate to the stream, half of tonight's stream is going to be given to Spooky Weebtrash for coming on and being a guest. So if you guys want to help support her, if you don't want to help support her with money, there's a link in the description to her channel. Go check out her stuff. I found it to be entertaining and kind of hot in a nerdy kind of way.
Yeah, if you wanna support my cosplay thottery, then you can always help pay for my Black Hole Chan cosplay because it's fucking expensive.
Yeah, I'm not gonna promote that because I don't know what that is.
Okay, it's shit. Sorry.
I like to crack jokes because I've seen some anime, and when it comes to anime, I like what I like, and that's it. Like I don't collect toys, I don't read the mangas. If I see something that's interesting, I'll watch it. I appreciate it as an art form. I appreciate it. Some of the comedies and stuff are really great, but for the most part, I'm not like hardcore into it. But so every time somebody asks me if I watch an anime, my answer is the same, just to fuck with them. I'm all like, yeah, I've watched anime. I watched the one the other day that's has the big boob chicks in high school. Oh, and they're like, that really narrows it down.
Yeah, that's my favorite, personally.
That's my personal favorite too. Yeah, the big titty chicks. I'm going to say hi to a few people in the chat, and then we're going to just kind of kick it, hang out, talk to each other, get to know each other.
Hello, Mr. Misanthropic. Sorry, we met in Knoxville, and he subscribed to my channel. He participates in my live streams too. So hello.
Yeah, that guy's a prick. Love you, buddy. Love you. Yes. Incandescent 01, Spooky Weebtrash, huh? Magog, is this our new sex appeal to replace the nameless thief? I am not going to announce any names of any of the new co-hosts, but I will give you a number. I've already got 3 new co-hosts chosen.
Nice.
Who knows? Will Spooky Weebtrash be the 4th? Because we are starting a new show called Fetch Quest, who's going to have lesser known characters from Magog's world trying to be better than SideQuest. But they fail. And I don't know how they fail because SideQuest is literally a shit show.
Yeah. Maybe we can work our way up like worms, like crawling through the shit.
Yep. And then you can graduate from maggot to moth. How about that? That's and then burn yourself in the flame when you're attracted to it. And now I know that I'm utterly handsome, charismatic, and talented, and that is why I'm much more popular than you. But try to hold yourself from losing it. Okay, try to bring your professionalism, woman.
Yeah, my record says otherwise, but whatever.
I don't, you know what? You kind of remind me of an ex-girlfriend, so you don't have to worry about that from me. Okay.
Oh, okay. I bet she's happier now.
Yeah. All my ex-girlfriends were crazy, abusive bitches. They would scratch me. They would hit me. They would throw stuff at my head.
You don't know how to have a good time.
Literally anything to defend themselves.
Sounds like you just don't know how to have a good time.
Don't tell me there are like at least 16 dead hookers out there in the desert that prove that wrong.
Only 16? Wow.
I'm working up to those rookie numbers.
Good.
All right, so we've established you have a sense of humor. I'm gonna prod that. You know, if you get on Twitter later and be like, that misogynist invited me on his stream, I'm going to be like, she had me fooled.
I like misogynists. They're a lot better in bed.
So tell us a bit about yourself, Spooky. When did you join YouTube?
About a couple years ago. Yeah, about a couple years ago. I think I joined it like Christmas Day or like New Year's, something along those lines. Yeah, so I wanted to create YouTube content. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I still don't really know what I'm doing. I mostly just live stream now because I think it's way more fun. I create videos whenever I think it's necessary. Might be doing an anime review soon, but I have to get around to sitting down and typing it. But I recently did IRL streaming at a Bernie Sanders rally because I live in Alabama and he was here promoting his shit. And
fuck was he doing in Alabama?
Telling us that the 1% is the 1%. I'm not a mass position. I know 1% means 1% is what he said.
You know what? I knew when I saw you, I was like, Midwest or South? I know it. I'm right. I was right. I'm so happy I was right. I live in Arkansas.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So.
What is it? The personality that gives it away?
No, it's the accent.
Oh, I have an accent.
You don't sound. Yeah, not really, but there's a hint of the Midwest there, or maybe South. But there definitely isn't no Yankee.
Yeah, no. I don't call my Coke pop. That's for Yankees.
Yeah, that's for dumbasses. And I used to have a thicker accent too, but it's been colored by my many travels. You know? So I used to live in England I lived in England for 5 years when I was stationed in the military. And
oh, really?
Yeah, and I went to Iraq and did all that fun stuff.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Ask me how Iraq was.
I know a few people that have been in the military that have been deployed, and they're like, I'd rather not talk about it.
Yeah, so. Every time somebody asks me, I have the same answer. That's why I was prodding you. I was like, do it. It's one of my favorite jokes. People are like, how was Iraq? I'll go, it was a blast.
Nice. Speaking of blast, so there was a guy who was applying to be at the SPLC there at this rally thing, and he was a gay Islamist.
Oh, that's a contradiction in terms.
Yeah.
No, I take that back. There are a lot of gay people in the Middle East, and they fall for each other all the time.
Oh yeah. Their relationship doesn't last very long, from what I've heard.
Right.
It comes and goes.
Yeah, they hit rock bottom pretty quick.
I'm
gonna stop now.
I mean, just like how they stopped the. Never mind.
It's not the fall that kills you; it's that sudden stop. Go ahead. What was this person trying to do? Like what?
I really didn't know. He talked like 1,000,000 miles per hour, and he kind of bored me. And I think I have ADD, so like I was kind of half paying attention while reading chat. But he was he told me he moved out of a Muslim country when he was young, so he didn't have to deal with that.
Cool.
But he apparently wanted to apply to the SPLC because he thought it was a good organization representing the degeneracy and the hatefulness that is the South in general, because he's one of those people who thinks all the South is racist and shit like that.
Yeah, that trope that will never fucking go away. Yeah.
Even though, like 40% of the population in Alabama alone is black, so like
right. Alabama's a big, like Mississippi and Alabama are big black populations. Huge. They call it the Black Belt. They literally do. They call it the Black Belt, and it's like a section of the South that's like 90% black. It's just where they settled after slavery ended.
Well, like from what I've heard, I could be wrong, but they also got like sold land and shit like that. So like they all live like close to each other, and to this day they still all live close to each other, especially in like industrial areas. Like around Birmingham, especially, was growing in the industrial area, and that's where a lot of them live to this day. Yeah.
I mean, but that's also the thing too. Like, I believe culture changes faster than it used to. because of technology and the free flow of information and people being able to like talk to people all over the world instead of being in their little communities and never leaving. And so society changes on a knife's edge. I mean, it could just be like one day it's just changed. And so like these people that are still like, it wasn't that long ago. No, it wasn't. But in relative societal growth speeds, it was like 1,000,000 years ago. Because you come down to the South, yeah, you'll run into a couple racist assholes now and again. But for the most part, even like racists that I know, it's more like nice racism. Like it ain't the old Mississippi burning days. I'm sorry, it's just not.
I wish I could remember who the Twitter person was. It was a thought that said that it might have been Tana Mojo, Mongu, whatever her fucking name is, that said that slaves are still alive nowadays, like 150 years later.
Like, no, maybe not like not institutionalized black slaves, but there's a lot of slavery today in the modern age, but it's mostly like women and children. It's sex trafficking, and sex slavery.
Yes.
But there ain't no picking the cotton for the massa. Like that shit's gone, man. Sorry to break your bubble, but that shit's gone. Like even the hard, like I don't know like hardcore racists, but I know some older generation people, like some old people,
who
that
would
are like
say
friends
N-word?
of the family and stuff that
Who
still
would say the
like,
N-word.
They don't even say that anymore, man. Half of them just say colored folk, and it's just like, you're not allowed to say that anymore, Grandpa. But even them, they're not that fucking like even when they're racist, they're not even that racist. They're like, yeah, we're burning a cross, but it's more like a welcome to the neighborhood cross. Like I really wish the stigma of the South would go away, like, because we are getting a lot better. Like I said, you still will run into the occasional racist asshole, but I think you run into them in the North too.
Everywhere. Like, yeah, that's the thing. Of course, alt-righters will say, we're not meant to breed. We're not meant to get along. We're not meant to do that. And it's kind of like, nah, we're not all Neanderthals here.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. And I come from that, I was raised in the military, so I grew up with kids from all over. I went to school on military bases and stuff, so I didn't like see color that way. Like I just didn't. Sorry to break their hearts because they want me to be a Nazi, but
say you don't see color, that means you're a racist too.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. You can say anything now and you're a racist. I can literally get on Twitter and be like, I really love Pop-Tarts. And somebody will be like, fucking racist. That's a racist. Nazis only like Pop-Tarts.
I mean, I ate Chick-fil-A earlier today, and apparently they want to kill LGBT people.
How dare you eat that Christian chicken?
Chris chicken? I mean, it's tasty. Chris chicken.
Chris chicken. This has gone off the rails. It was supposed to be an interview to get people to know you, but I think they're getting better to know you.
Yeah.
Just by talking about this stuff more than anything. So based on what you've said so far, everybody, if you like that kind of thought process, that now am I to understand you were? Yeah. Now am I to understand you were once a feminist?
Oh yeah. That's what I thought feminism meant, actually, supporting women. And, I am pro-choice. Ultimately, I am pro-choice. But I thought that's what it meant. But then, all this shit just, it just was never enough. And I heard it was more about race than anything, and then intersectionality. And you got all this fucking gay shit with just everything. And I participated in the Women's March, right? I was like, this is going to be my last shred of hope. My last fucking shred of hope. And I saw a sign. It was like, I forgot what it was. Remember white women voted in Trump? This like sassy black lady. I was like, fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. There's obviously nothing I can do to satisfy you guys. You're just going to be fucking mad, angry bitches that look suspiciously all like angry dykes. And be unhappy with your pro Jared size cocks with their soylent pilled breath. That's how you view men, okay? So, yeah.
No, a lot of us, I like when I meet a woman who recognizes that men can be creeps and stuff too, but men are also ruggedly handsome, talented, and charismatic like myself. And is obviously superior in every way.
Well, the thing, I'm not going to disagree with you on that. The thing is, I've noticed, as a woman and being friends with women don't know what the fuck they want out of life. They really don't. They only think they know what they want. And then they have a guy that basically, not abuses them, but like kind of treats them as, I don't need you. It turns them on. They want that shit. They want a man to put them in their place. Not only, help them financially, because that's ultimately a breeding thing. Can't really question that.
Yeah, no, I mean that's a real thing too. Like some of my first girlfriends, I was because I didn't know any better. I was young, and I thought if I just treated women like just like put them up on a pedestal, if I just put them up on a pedestal and did everything they say, they would fuck me.
And it's like, no, they just ejected.
And that totally like turned them off. Like even some of my first girlfriends were just like they start a fight with me, and I'd be like, I'm sorry. Now I've learned from those experiences, and I'll meet a girl, and she'd be like, I don't really want to date you. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. and then all of a sudden she's like, you want to go out? Why? I don't understand. It's weird, like I even approach women and I'm like, hey, I play a necromancer on YouTube. Does that turn you on? And they're totally, I don't know about you guys, fellas, if you're watching, but wizards, they do it for them.
Well, 4chan told me that if you're a wizard, you're a virgin that's 30 years old. So I don't know. Maybe this is a different case.
Oh, it's definitely a different case. I don't even want you to smell my finger right now.
Speaking of being stinky, liberal.
Why is that a segue to you?
I was literally
that was clearly a joke. I haven't been laid in like 18 years. No, I'm joking.
Oh, are you sure?
Well, I am a wizard on YouTube. The most popular wizard on YouTube. I will say that.
I mean, you could do you do magic tricks? Is that how you get the pussy?
No, I call people assholes.
You're not doing any what's it called? Those fucking weird goth magicians. They're like, I'm this person, and I'm gonna totally cut myself on camera. Watch me do it, guys.
No, I don't. I did not get inspiration for Magog from Chris Angel. I'm sorry. I'm not even like a real. I can't even do a card trick. The best card trick I can pull is stealing the pot and running out the door as fast as I can before the casino security gets to me. Like that's the trick. And I spent a nickel in Joliet for that. I'm joking. I've never been to prison, I swear.
FBI. I need you to check out this wizard in Arkansas.
Yep. But no, the whole like fantasy RPG aspect I figured was like a really great inroad to do like response videos to like shit I just absolutely found insane because everybody was doing them at the time. And so 2016 rolled around and my friends dared me to start a YouTube channel because I was really funny. And I did in January 2017. But instead of using an avatar like everybody was doing at the time, I decided to be on camera with a set. Like, this is my living room, by the way. Like, I had to sell my couches to build this thing. Like, I have a wizard tower in my living room. Yeah. And I did it professionally, and I do a voice. I am the great Magog, and I think you're fucking retarded. And I have makeup, and I have contact lenses in to make my eyes look dead. And it's really great fun. And then Poe comes in, and he's just like, you're all about your fucking ass house. And I do all the voices and everything, and it popped off for me. People are like, this is a real, cool, high production value way of doing things. And I just rolled with it. It was fun.
Yeah. I'm pretty much just myself, and I really don't know how to be like a character or anything. So I don't know. Like, you get what you got.
Until you join SideQuest.
Yeah, until I'm totally not spooky Weebtrash. I'm what spooky wizard trash. Waha.
Like a female Magog with bigger tits. Like, mine are pretty good. So.
Oh, that'd be an interesting idea. Because I could just like smear black shit on my face, and I got a wizard hat actually. I do, and I have a cloak and shit. I actually dressed up as a plague doctor one year too, so I could always use something
Yeah,
with that.
that would be interesting. A female Magog with the black makeup and the contact lenses in. First episode, come on the screen, just be like, "Hello, everyone. I am the female Magog." Like, why does it look like I came on your face? That would be your introduction.
Magathot.
And then everybody in the chat be like, "Why do you come black?" What, is it not supposed to look like that?
I'm just an ink. I'm just an octopus.
But no, I'd everybody has their own gimmick. You seem to do more of like the vlog thing, where you just turn on the camera and you just whatever's on your mind, you spew it forth out into the ether. And there's nothing wrong with that, except for it takes absolutely no talent.
Yeah, I don't believe in scripts. I try writing scripts and then I drop them. I'm like, oh, fuck it. So I just gotta like turn on the camera. I'm like, hey guys, it's me.
Right. I've got a few super chats. Do you mind taking a break?
Oh, I have. Now read your dosh.
Yeah, money. Incandescent 01 says talented, charismatic, and handsome. Unless you've recently mastered the art of lying, you aren't describing yourself. Yeah, good one, Incandescent 01. It's not like you haven't said shit like that before in my chat, and yet you still pay me.
Is it your pay pig?
Yep, love you, buddy. Juggernaut says, good to see you getting fresh meat for the show, Magog. Hey, Weeb, think you'll be able to handle your co-host? P.S. How's the move going, dude? Move's going great. Got the new place up on the land, running all the utilities in the next couple of weeks, building the studio, and I've even started initial designs and creative talks with some of my fans off air with the design of the medieval village to film the sitcom. I'm actually doing that, by the way. You know nothing about me, so that probably sounded weird, but no, I'm building a medieval village. So it's going good. I'll be moving up to the land here soon. I own 12.5 acres.
Nice.
And I'm going to move out to the country and build a bigger studio for indoor sets. And then I got plans to hire actors and get the side quest and fetch quest shows going, so we can start.
That sounds very lovely.
Yeah, it's awesome. Oh, it's dark too. Oh my God, there's no street lamps where I live. And it's so far off, like it's close enough to a town where it's only like a 20-minute drive to whatever I need. But it's far enough away that there's no light pollution. I was out there last night. I drove out there after I went to my folks' house to make sure they were supposed to deliver the stairs so that I could get up into the home, and they forgot to do that. So I was hoping they did it yesterday. So I went and I drove out there to check. By the time I got out there, it was fully dark, and I was like, maybe I shouldn't have done this. And I stopped my car and I turned it off and I stepped outside to just kind of take it in. Yeah. And as soon as the headlights went out, because there's a timer on them when you shut off your car.
Yeah.
I couldn't see my car.
Nice.
Like it was like it's over here somewhere. There's just literally every star in the sky. It's blackness. And then I lit up a smoke, and every time I take a puff, the cherry would glow, and all the fireflies tried to answer. They were like Morse coding with my cigarette. It was just everywhere in the trees, you could just see all the fireflies. And I was like, this is gonna be awesome.
Yeah, country living is really, really nice and peaceful. Only if you have internet, though. If you don't have internet, it's fucking awful.
Well, that's why I moved out there. I found out I can get good internet.
So, nice.
Yeah. It's gonna be fixed wireless because they don't even have fiber optic down that street, but it's better than satellite internet.
What internet is it again?
Fixed wireless. It's basically they have a tower and you tap into it.
Yeah, it's like a cell phone kind of deal, right?
Right. And so there's a nice tower right there at the ridge, and I can tap it and get 120 megs a second and 20 upload, which fiber optics obviously faster. You can get up to a gig with fiber. But it's enough for me to do all my live shows and upload and everything. It's fine. It's fine speed. It's the same speed I have here with Suddenlink in the apartment. So it shouldn't be any different. And it is fixed wireless, so there's no actual cable running down my easement to my property, but it's going to be better than satellite at least, because satellite has to go all the way to space,
Yes.
The latency issue.
I've had to deal with satellite before because I used to live out in the country, and it was cancer. really fucking cancer. So never
so
again.
I moved it to the really nice part of the country where it's like I'm close enough to cities that I get good internet. Mm-hmm. So I'm not so far out in the farmland of Arkansas that you get nothing. You know, so
cow shit.
I picked a really good spot of land, and I bought it cheap too, $28,000 for 12.5 acres.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, not bad. So, let's see. Juggernaut says, "Oh wait, I already did him." Okay. Officer Gex says, "What up, motherfuckers?" Malad He couldn't probably spell it out because of super chat. Ghost Recon says, "Sup, battle." Second Fleet Actual says almost all the real racists are on the left today. I would not disagree. Mm. It's a different type of racism. Like, did you see that thing the other day where they were like, we're going to change SAT standards?
Oh yeah.
Where like Asians will have to like score higher to get into a college. Mm-hmm. And it was like, could you imagine like sitting an Asian kid down and be like, you can't come here because you look like this?
Yeah, it's just like they want to treat certain minorities as if they're like children. And like to me that's pretty fucking awful. Yeah. You know? What is it called?
Soft bigotry. The soft bigotry of low expectations. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's instead of it being like, go back to Africa, black person, that's like blatant in your face racism, right? Mm-hmm. Instead of that, it's, oh, you poor brown person, let me, the white guy, help you.
Yes.
Because you don't expect that brown person or that woman to have their own agency and have the same rights like you think we live in this oppressive patriarchy. Don't get me wrong, America has its problems, and we can work on that. But we can only work on that if we can have reasonable discussions.
Which we can't, so for some reason.
No. And don't get me wrong, I'm not so damn conservative that I'm on the side of these, old guard conservatives that are passing fucking abortion bills that are like, a rapist gets to see his kids. Like, what? Like, what the fuck?
But you're not a neocon either, right?
But I'm definitely more like center right. Like, how I describe myself is politically right. Politically center right, but socially just kind of center. Okay. Because like I'm not pro-life in like as far as abortion, like I'm not pro-life in the way that it's like, oh my God, you must have the baby. But I recognize it as what it is. And it should, in my opinion, should be like the last resort. And it should be, you should know what you're doing. Like what you're doing is, it should be a difficult decision. It shouldn't be like, oh, pregnant again, I guess I'll go have another abortion on the way to the grocery store.
Yeah.
Like it shouldn't be that. But if you come up to me and was like, life is really difficult, I made a mistake, I have a hard decision to make, I understand the consequences, I'm going to be like, reasonable, totally reasonable. You do you, none of my business.
Oh, it's also like if it's one of those things where when you talk about abortions, like I am pro-choice, but again, a lot of people don't bring up things that make them uncomfortable, like the fact that it's mostly Black women, Hispanic women, and a lot of times they're underage too, which is also really fucked up. So that kind of deal.
There's a societal problem too in Black communities and other minority communities, a lack of solid moral leadership.
No fathers.
And nuclear family. Yeah. Does that mean everybody's got to be like a Christian and get together at the dinner table and pray before a meal? No. But it would be really nice if some of these kids grew up with fucking dads.
Yes. Absolutely.
I mean, why is it so damn racist to say that? Like, I don't get it. I thought it was like trying to help people, and they're just turn around and like, you're fucking Hitler.
Yeah, well, how I've had it explained to me, I don't mean to interrupt your super chats, but how to have it explained to me was apparently Black people think that that's a white person thing to have a nuclear family, and that's how they view it, which is a sad thing to think about. So they think that's white man's thing.
Yeah, that's a white man way of doing things, and it's just like, like, but at the same time, is there anything wrong with that?
No, absolutely not. And that's like kind of why I think it is, because they're so normal. It's so normal to a lot of these communities, not every community, but like a lot of these Black communities, especially inner cities, that they don't really think about it. And then, if they ever decide to join the military or, educate themselves and further in college, they're like, oh, that's not normal at all. That's people do actually interact with their dad. Holy shit.
Yeah. So. Like I don't understand why all these other groups, one, I don't understand why they got to separate themselves in any way. I always thought we were just all human and we all have the same rights. And, maybe and if there are any like institutional oppression systems, we should work to get rid of them by having reasonable discussions and debates and electing the proper people. But at the same time, I also don't understand why they won't, when it comes to like the white man and the European way of thinking, right? Yeah. Why they won't listen to the people who made those mistakes and learn from them and brought them to an end. Like, I'm not trying to say like listen to your elders or the wiser people, but essentially that's what it is. I mean, like if you look at the history of Europe, we went through the feudal system, yes. We went through the slavery, we went through the massive wars and inquisitions and the crusades and the religious fighting, and we've literally done it all, and we brought it all to an end and been like, okay, we need to stop all this shit. And we built a modern society based on stopping all of that shit. And we had an enlightenment period, and nobody wants to listen to us. Like, maybe we have some fucking experience in this shit.
I mean, like, everybody comes to their own conclusion. A lot of writers are like, we need the ethno say, but I think that's super LARPy. Just being honest.
I still think half of the people are just clowning around on the internet just to piss people off.
Well, I mean, it's poll logic. If you ever, like, I don't really browse poll, but I know half of what they say is bullshit.
No, yeah. Don't get me wrong. I recognize neo-Nazis are out there, and that there's probably a lot more than I realize. But when my more left-leaning YouTube friends come to me and they're like, Magog, why don't you make more videos talking about Nazis? Why do you always have to go over like the more left stuff that's happening? And my answer is always the same. We decided in the 1940s that Nazis were bad, and it hasn't changed. And I have nothing more to say to Nazis. They are literally comfortable with being called Nazi. What could I possibly say?
I mean, we've all been called Nazi. I mean, come on.
Sure, but these guys are really comfortable with it. Like the real ones are, I got in arguments with neo-Nazis on like Minds and on Twitter. These guys straight up have like the Hitler was right mentality.
Yeah.
And then when I speak out against their ideology, they come back and they're like, "Oh, Magog figures, you're just a fucking shill for the Jew." And I'm like, why is that an insult to you? Like, somebody calling me Jewish is not an insult. Like, only in their head is it an insult.
Again, I think a lot of it has to do with echo chambers too. You can blame Jewish people for, everything, but also you have to realize, your own people are involved with this too, and so are other races. So it's not necessarily like just the Jews. It's like, you can't really look at people that way. You gotta look at them as, your fellow man. You gotta like hope for the best, but of course you have people on these polar opposites, trying to divide us even more, or they just given up hope and they're like, oh, okay, I'm just a Nazi now. There's no hope for America.
There's a lot of people that just act like Nazis online, I think, just because they got pushed that direction and they're like, fuck it. But I think in real life, I mean, when's the last time you saw like a goose stepping crowd marching down the streets of like Chicago? Like where are the Nazis actually in power? Like, name one outspoken Nazi like senator with a swastika and everything on his arm. Like, where?
Now you could say communists have more power, but again, it's like if you look at Antifa, for example, even them are like they're a bunch of LARPers.
Yeah. You notice that shit doesn't happen as much in the South?
Hell no, never.
They would get their asses shot.
Yeah. Hell no.
I own 30 fucking guns.
Really?
Like, some Antifa shows up like, oh, we know where Magog lives. Let's go and throw eggs at his house. They were never heard of from again.
Where does Tucker Carlson live? Does he like?
He lives in Washington. He literally lives in Washington, D.C.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And they found his house. And, I remember all that. I did a video on it. And it was like, I was like, where the fuck is your shotgun, man? What? Like, Arkansas has no trespassing laws.
Yeah, so
if it's posted, no trespassing, and you come on my property, I'll put rock salt in your fucking chest. I don't know you.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel threatened. So let me get to some of these. Ghost of Recon says sup battle. I think I already read that one, but I don't know what he means by that. Sup battle, sup battle, who's battle? Wes Kite says the Virgin Wizard. No virgin. Fuck you.
Do you have the virgin walk?
You can tell how SideQuest goes by the fans as well. The MR Zach 12 says, "Get this girl on SideQuest, and I will send Royal Standard British ales."
Nice.
So there's an incentive for you.
Yeah, I've never had British ale. It sounds tasty.
Yeah, I'm gonna do an unboxing while we're on this stream because that reminds me of something. One of my fans sent me like he owns like a tobacco company. He sent me Magog cigars.
Nice.
They have like Magog on the band and everything. Like, so I'm like, I gotta unbox those. Ghost of Recon says Spooky's proof that the hottest thing about girls is their minds.
I say it's their tits, but whatever.
Well, huge tracts of land.
I just have a hamster, so.
Yeah, right. Skull Crusher says hashtag. What the fuck? Oh, Magog thought of more. Oh, Mag thought of more scar. Thought. Okay, I got it now. It was all jambled together. So, Revan Nanaka says, "How are you doing, Magog?" Cool. I'm speaking with my new friend, Spooky Weebtrash, aka Tits McGee.
Tits McGee. Oh God.
We used to call Weebo that. So.
Oh, really? Does she have big titties?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
She can't do my stream right now, so I guess the other girl that has Weeb in her name will be Tits McGee for the time being.
Does Weebo actually watch a bunch of anime, or is that just like a goofy name?
No, she actually got her name Weebo from the movie Flubber.
Oh,
that robot that would fly around the house, and it was like an AI. Her name was Weebo.
Okay.
Yeah, and she had no idea. Like weeb as an insult to anime lovers had not been invented yet, So when she took the name Weebo, she had no idea that it would eventually become a thing. But I'm pretty sure she does watch anime, or at least I know she's a huge fan of, what's his name? Nightwing, Robin.
Nightwing?
She has like pictures of his hot ass and his Nightwing outfit.
That's comics. That's not anime.
Yeah, that's not anime, but I do know that she does. What I'm getting at is there's a connection there. She does like, nerd stuff. So
we call those Fujoshis in my language, just so you guys know.
My favorite anime character is the Grabbin' Dragon.
The Grabbin' Dragon? Is that a furry website I should know about?
No, that's from Dragon. That's from like some of my fans sent me some naughty like animes to watch that have like violence and nudity in them.
Oh, hentai.
And one of them was not hentai. It's just like adult anime though. Like like things like Vampire Hunter D and things like that. That it's mature. It's not like Dragon Ball Z stuff. It's got a mature storyline. But High School DxD is not mature.
Oh, High School DxD, yeah, that's basically boring. That's almost boring.
Yeah, and the main character in it gets his power from grabbing knockers. And so he's the Red Dragon. He has the red, so they call him the Grabbin' Dragon. Nice. I watched it like friends, like a bunch of fans sent me all kinds of ones to try, and I was like, fuck it, I'm bored, I'll try them, and I was just like, the fuck am I watching? But I couldn't turn away to either because there was actually some genuine funny moments in it. Like there was one where like the bad guy said something, and he was like, "You're going to eat those words like a teenager doing the Tide Pod challenge," and I was like, that's awesome. That's an awesome joke.
Wait, is this a dub version? Because that's probably
it's a dub version. I don't like to read while watching it. Like,
I figured somebody who likes fantasy stuff. You read a bunch of RPGs. I didn't know that.
No, believe it or not, I get that question all the time because I play Magog. People ask me if I play D&D and shit. I've never once played D&D.
Wow, really?
I'm a southern fucking country boy. Yeah, I mean, I'm a bit of a nerd. I like fantasy RPG games. Like, I loved Skyrim and shit, you know, and I love old movies, like fantasy movies, Kroll, Willow, you know, Legend, you know, things like that, Dragon Slayer, you know. And I always loved fantasy RPG, but I've never gone as far as playing tabletop. Like, the only tabletop I ever played for a year, a few years ago, for a whole year, I spend every Saturday playing World of Darkness Demon with some friends of mine.
Oh, I've never heard of that before.
Yeah. Okay. World of Darkness is the same people who made Vampire the Masquerade.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's WAD. Yeah, World of Darkness is Vampire the Masquerade. So they had werewolf, they had vampire, they had demon, you know, and it was all set in the same world, you know.
Oh, okay.
But right now, my friends stopped playing that one, and I was like tired of it. I was tired of spending 16 hours a fucking Saturday playing a fucking game.
Isn't Vampire the Masquerade? Is that the one with like all the vampire hookers and drugs and shit? Is that what I'm thinking of, or is that the video game?
That's all the things.
Okay.
The answer to your question is yes.
Okay.
Full Auto Skeptic says, here's some money to help with projects. It's usually more, but Slayer took most of my funds for the week. That is okay. Thank you, Full Auto Skeptic. I appreciate it. And remember, folks, all donations I'm splitting with my lovely co-host tonight because that's what I do. I pay my people.
Like certain other streamers, you know.
Yeah. I pay my people even if they're just guest starring. Now, some people have come on as guests and I don't pay them, but that's usually because they're fans, and I don't have respect for any of my fans.
And you have respect for me, huh? That's weird.
Well, you know, no, there's a difference. Like, I'll do a Hangouts or some random stream and I'll invite people on and people just want to talk. I'm not going to pay people for that. But I'm trying to bribe you into joining my show. So no, I just figured, you know, like this is kind of more of an official like interview. Yeah. So I figured I'd throw you some shekels.
Okay. Yeah.
That's kind of what I do when it's like more of an official, you know, stream. But Ghost Recon says battle equals battle buddy. Yeah, we never did that in the Air Force. We never did that.
Battle buddy.
Yeah, battle buddy. Battle is short. I guess they were like, "What's up, battle?" Like, I don't, you know, I guess that's what he meant from his previous, you know, but I didn't get that, even though I was in the military, because we never did that. We'd usually say like asshole or dick. Yeah. Like, that was our thing. Like, what up, asshole? What's up, man? You know? And Vladimir Dragunov says, can't wait to super chat weird shit again. I hear you. As of right now, Side Quest and Fetch Quest will probably not appear on the channel until middle of July. So we got, because I gotta get people hired for the show. I gotta get them creating characters. We got to do all the new setups. We got to do all the new overlays. We got to do health bars and pictures so that every time you take a hit, your picture changes and you got a little bit of blood. And by the end, you're like a skeleton, you know. And I've got animations to do, and we got to do the intro. You know, Side Quest. I got to do all of that work. So and I have to do it after I'm moved, and so it's taking time to get moved because I got to get utilities, and it's going to take at least 15 days to get electricity because the electric company is slow as fuck. So
is this like your full-time job, or?
Yeah, I YouTube full-time. Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, I make a lot of money. I mean, I do well. And finally, West Kite says, has she been warned about the blinky nips?
No.
Y'all trying to scare her away before she has a chance to join. It's one of the hashtags from last season. There was like this joke that fairies' nipples blink lights. And so it was like hashtag blinky lip nips.
Like fairy lights, you know?
Yeah, right. There's a lot of stuff you won't know unless you've watched the show. There's a lot of inside jokes and funny hashtags. We do giveaways. Like I have autographed pictures and stuff. Everybody does autographed pictures, and we'll give it away once a week. And people love it, man. It's interactive. It's not like other podcasts where you just like super chat and somebody asks a question, you just read their question. They're like, he read my comment. Yay. It's more interactive. The fans can be like, have a health potion. And you're like, oh, thank God, health potion to me. You know, it's really interactive. And so people love it. People love it. Yeah. And I'm proud that I invented it. You know, it's really unique and really, really fun and ahead of its time, if I might say so. And I'm not just tooting my own horn.
Like, people try to, you know, come up on your idea or something.
Yeah, don't copy me. I will fucking sue you. And this is me out of character, and I'm just as funny in character. So like you can kind of tell what it's like to work with me. And I'm a really nice guy. I'm sensitive too, you know, and I like moonlit walks on the beach. Yeah, you know, moonlit walks on the beach, you know, romantic nights. And
you like drink soy at night and
exactly.
Caress Tyrone while he fucks your wife.
Right, yeah. And then eventually I bottle all of that in, and then I snap and I chop hookers up with axes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I'm not ashamed of it because hookers aren't people like you and me.
Implying women are people.
I did a joke because the new Batwoman trailer. And you know, like I was reading the comments, and there was a really funny comment on that trailer, and I turned it into a meme, and I screenshotted it, and she was like, "I need you to fix this Batcave," and the dude's like, "This Batcave is literal perfection," and then she was like, "It will be when it's a kitchen." I love that joke. That's one of my favorite memes. The other good one I read on that video was one guy said, the streets of Gotham will run red with blood once a month.
Ew. Gross.
Dude, that show is gonna fucking bomb. That damn trailer had like 56,000 upvotes, 220,000 downvotes or something. Like it was it was like cringy SJW in your face shit, you know. Nice. And I don't even like doing SJW content anymore. I've done that for 2 years. I was trying to move more towards like actual comedy and like political. Like I told you off air, I've tried to punch up, you know. And but every now and again I'll still see something that's just real heavy SJW, and I can't help but fucking make fun of it. I just can't help it.
Yeah. Like it's like a bunch of other like anime YouTubers too are like latching onto this kick Vic movement too. And you know, they're like, I don't want to get super involved, but also, you know, sometimes I just see some stupid shit that Monica Rial says, and I just have to make a video about it, spurging out.
Yeah. I know it. Because I started this to make fun of stupidity. I wanted, but also one of the reasons I created a character was so that it could never be argued that I'm not doing comedy. I'm dressed like a fucking wizard. How do you take me seriously? So I could be a proper insult comedian, like you would if you were to go see an insult comedian on stage, somebody like Don Rickles or George Carlin or like Anthony Jeselnik or somebody like that. You know, I mean, their fucking shows are horrible. Like they do horrible jokes. But it's always done in the context of it being up on stage, you know. And this is my stage. And I thought people would get that, but I still get those comments where it's like, you're just totally wrong, Magog. You don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. And they'll go into a tirade and start insulting me. And I'm like, you know, you're talking to a guy dressed like a fucking clown, right?
Have you ever had a video response from somebody and they're like, oh my God, look at this cringe lord. Look at this guy.
Yeah, they use the same. I mean, I guess our side does too.
If you want to call it our side anymore, I don't know. It's so fucking
it's fractured, but I mean, the anti-side, I guess you could say. Like a lot of people still use cuck and you know, shit like that. I try to use more colorful language, you know.
Even worse than cuck. You just call him a fucking asshole,
right? Oh, I go even further than that. I go like cerebral sometimes, and I just like probably one of my most famous catchphrases, which I had turned into a T-shirt at one time. Was like when I first discovered Riley Dennis.
Oh Lord!
This was, you know, years ago. You know, it's 2017. And Magog is just I'm into makeup and everything, and I don't know why it's so funny and why people remembered it. You don't get to pick your catchphrases, but Riley Dennis start talking, and it just cuts back to Magog, and it's just like, that is a man. And then it cut back to Riley Dennis, and then cut back to Magog. That is a man. And it resonated with everybody, you know. And it's like the SJW types did not like that when they found it out. They were like, how dare you call her a man? And oh my God. And I'm like, you guys really don't know what insult comedy is, do you?
Yeah. Oh, or like the it's ma'am kind of person. Like, holy shit. How could you not bust your ass laughing like at that? It's ma'am. Watch me like be like a fucking, I don't know, like a chimpanzee or something. Like just act like a fucking fool. in the middle of this GameStop because somebody misgendered me because I'm an insecure, ugly tranny. So.
Yeah, you can't even see tranny. Like that actually happened when I was in school here. Like I used my GI Bill, decided to go to school for a while, because they fucking pay for it. So why not? Why not use my benefits, right? I went to war for those benefits. So I went, Desmarie says, Magoo, I thought you were quitting. Mama didn't raise a quitter.
What did she raise, a little bitch? Oh. Right?
No, I'm scaling back, except for when I'm on live streams because I smoke like a chimney when I'm talking. But I have my fucking little vape cigarette thing over there that I use to. I'm slowly weaning myself back. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, at college, like these two guys were like talking in the hallway, and just like people talk in the South, they were literally talking about dropping a tranny out of a Camaro. Tranny is short for transmission.
Oh.
But we say tranny, like if you, I got to get new tranny fluid, And that's what they were literally talking about because I was part of the discussion. And he's like, oh man, I can't wait this weekend. I'm going to drop the tranny. I'm going to put a new tranny in and it's going to fucking run great. And these people walking by just got fucking triggered. They started screaming, how dare you use that word? We're going to tell the fucking teachers. We're going to report you.
How old were they?
Probably like fresh out of high school, 18, 19-year-olds, blue hair, just
who would have blue hair?
Just came from the arts building,
Who would dye their hair bright colors? It sounds like something an SJW would do.
SJWs and weebs. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. I don't judge the hair color thing because one of my first girlfriends was a punk goth, and she had pink hair.
She had big titties.
I thought it was hot.
She had big titties.
Big titties too. Yeah,
big exactly. Titty goth, yeah.
Yeah, big titty goth with pink hair.
Nice.
But these days, because the way I see it, it's the same with beards. Like I love my beard because it's part of Magog's character, right? I figured a wizard should have some sort of beard, and I love my beard, But beards were hijacked by hipster culture. Colored hair was hijacked by fucking SJWs. So you have to be careful. Like if you have colored hair and you go out, your pink hair. I saw that Bernie, like the thumbnail for the Bernie video. You got pink hair. You're walking out in public. You blended in there. So you were like an inside agent. You were like,
there's this other podcast I go on called "Fuck the World Tonight" with old angry normie. They said the same thing. You're like you blended in, and then you kind of like hit the nail on the head when you started poking at their their logic and stuff like that. So I think I took some of them by surprise, I guess.
Right. Well, a lot of these political ideologies these days are devoid of logic. It's more of a religion. It's a cult,
Well, I wouldn't even say that. I would say it's more of just when you grow up, you start to realize there's injustices in the world regardless. And you get angry about it and you want to get, because you're already stressed out because you have to deal with a lifetime of debt. You're just now growing up. You're just experiencing life and you're realizing a lot of the things you even learned in high school is subject to propaganda a lot of the times, even with the history. So I feel like it's being angsty with like a sense of not knowing who you are or what you're supposed to, do with your life. And you have these teachers that manipulate their students. And then that's how you grow up. Especially if you have a father in your life too, that also can affect how you view men, how you view the world, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's part of it, but I think it goes deeper. It's been happening since the 60s.
Yeah.
Since the fucking hippies became teachers and stayed in academia, pumping out that same kind of like postmodern Marxist ideas into their students. And then the students would go out into the real world and like 90% of them would get that fucking real life brick in the face and just grow up and get a job and try to work through it. But that 10% would return to academia and become teachers. And before you know it, since the 60s, over time, it just took over. And it's just, that's academia. And it is embedded in them. It is more like a religion. Because their ideas, it doesn't matter if even science stares them in the face. You can't disprove. Religions are harder, like belief is harder to change than ideas. It's like embedded. I mean, try talking an Islamist out of being an Islamist. Like it's hard. Like talk a Christian out of being a Christian. It's fucking difficult. Yeah. And that's the way these political ideologies these days kind of work. It's the same thing. It's a very cult mentality where, even if you're like, no, there's like this, here's genetics, here's the whole biology book. No, there are 3 million genders. You fucking don't know what you're talking. Science is a lie.
Yeah. It really is. It really be like that, I guess.
Don't get me wrong. I kind of get what they're talking about. Like gender and biological sex are different. Gender's more like what you identify as, as or whatever, or like whether you fall into gender norms or not. I kind of get it. But they're confusing people because they're using the word gender. Now, back in the day, when I went to school, because I'm a little older than you probably. I don't know how old you are, but I'm 34 this year.
I'm 24.
Right, so I'm a decade older than you. I was born in the 80s and raised pretty much throughout the late 80s and the 90s. Gender was a word used in biology class as a nicer word for sex.
Yeah,
because sex would make kids giggle. And so biologists and teachers and stuff would use gender. Right? What they're talking about, honestly, I think, is just personality. There's all these personalities, right? There's all these personality traits. You can be a girl, but more of a tomboy and dress like in, guy clothes or whatever. And that might be against the social norm, but that's just your personality. That's what's developed over time, right?
Yeah.
You just kind of like that look, or whatever.
Well, the closest thing I ever came to agreeing with ContraPoints was the Ben Shapiro video. I don't know if you know who ContraPoint is, right?
I know who it is, but I don't watch her videos. I mean, I have respect for what she does, but at the same time, she's not my cup. I've seen a few snippets, but her videos are fucking long, and I don't want to sit through them. They give me a headache.
Yeah, it talks a million miles per hour. Yeah. I watch her videos because here's the thing. Like, she puts a lot of effort. She does like what you do. She puts a lot of effort in the background. Right. And she does do a lot of research. I just disagree with everything she has to say, except for when the Ben Shapiro thing came out, and he's like, if you have opinions, you're definitely male. If you have a vagina, you're definitely female. And I understand where he comes from for that, but also I think that pronouns and the way we view transgender people, whether or not they pass, and like all that kind of stuff,
right,
matters too. And that's kind of what Natalie was trying to say. And I kind of agree with that, but that was the closest thing.
When it comes to the pronouns, I'm a reasonable guy. If I meet somebody in real life and they're like, please call me ma'am, I'll call you whatever the fuck you want. But at the same time, don't expect me to remember all these fucking rules.
Yes.
I don't even want to remember your name.
I have trouble with that, remembering names.
They want society to shift and change so that everybody abides these really strict rules, and we have to learn all the pronouns, and we have to recognize these people right off the bat. I hate to break it to the left, but when you first meet somebody, you don't know. Yeah. How am I supposed to tell the difference between somebody who identifies as a girl, unless they've had physical alterations, and somebody who identifies as like gender fluid, non-binary? Like, I don't care. I don't know.
What gets on my nerves probably the most is when people are saying, you have to respect these people. You have to respect sex workers. You have to respect. And it's like, I don't fucking respect anybody for the most part. You have to earn my respect. There's no, just because you suck a dick for a living doesn't mean I have to fucking respect you. That probably means I respect you less, but you do you. I really don't care.
Right. But there's also the thing too, where there is a certain amount of like social respect.
Yeah.
Like I grew up here in the South. I hold the door open for people, even if it's a dude, because it's just the nice thing to do. I drive the car around and just wave at random people. No wave back. I do this shit in the North. They're like,
yeah.
They like stare at you, like, who the fuck are you? And so there's a certain amount of respect, especially for like elders and stuff. Like if I bump into a 90-year-old man who has a fucking World War II vet pin on, I'm gonna be like, hey sir, how you doing? I'm not gonna be like, get out of the way, you old bastard. But
is that what they do in the North?
Right. But up until that point, you have a certain amount of just basic human respect. Like if I bump into you, I'm sorry about that. But then after that, you got to earn that shit. I'm an equal opportunity asshole. I don't like anybody.
Yeah.
Unless you become my friend. If you got to give me a reason to like you, because I'm going to assume you're a dick.
Is that why we're friends now? Because I made a joke about anal instead of getting abortions.
No, we're not friends.
Oh,
we're not ever going to be friends.
We're best friends.
We're going to be besties.
We'll get our
besties.
You can be like the new James Charles with nice nails.
I don't know who that is.
You haven't been keeping up with that drama, or I guess you. I don't know.
Is that a guy who runs like a makeup channel or something that was like hitting on straight dudes all the time?
Yeah.
I don't know all the details. I just seen some people talking about it and was like, this looks like drama. So I'm gonna go watch a movie.
You see, I like drama teases videos. That's kind of shit I like to watch while I do like chores and shit.
I mean, I can't help that you're half retarded, but I mean, if you're born that way, I can't judge.
I'm 100% women here. Okay, I need to watch my retarded drama videos, which has nothing to do with my life, because I can't keep I can't keep my what's it called? I can't mind my own business.
Right. So I don't like if you're like watching drama videos while simultaneously like maybe working on something else, like your homework or whatever, and you're basically like using your hands the whole time. How do you make sandwiches?
How do I make sandwiches? Okay. I don't actually make sandwiches too often. I prefer making chili and also pot roast. So
pot roast. What are you, June Cleaver now? Like
I got an Instant Pot for Christmas, and that shit saves so much time. Like so much time.
Okay, men don't save time.
No.
Like there is a difference between when men and women cook. Like I've noticed this. Like women will be like, this new gizmo that I bought at Sears is awesome. It saves me like 20 minutes on the turkey. Yeah. Men are like, I gotta go out and kill something and then gut it and then like skin it and then I gotta brine the meat for 18 days.
Yeah.
And it's like, what do you do for that 18 days? We just starve.
like I don't know if you ever had like friends that have like been through divorces or whatever. But you know, it's one of those things. I've seen guys get really skinny once they turn single, right? So like because they're living by themselves.
So I should look in the mirror every morning and be like, I'm skinny. I need to get skinny. So I am single. I am single. I am single. Yeah.
I mean, that's a good way to get body dysmorphia, but whatever, fam.
I got to lose some weight before I get on the camera for the sitcom. I got to look good, you know.
You have a Tinder profile?
I actually had the idea not long ago as kind of like maybe a video series I could do is actually put Magog on like on Tinder and OkCupid, like dating sites. Actually me as Magog, like with the makeup and everything. And then put on there like, you know, like number one goals in life, conquer your world. You know, like because that's like one of Magog's shtick. The whole idea of the channel was that Magog is a wizard from another realm that has discovered this magic that opened up a window into our world and is seeing it for the first time. So it's that outsider looking in perspective. And so in a lot of videos, there's this whole like, I'm going to find a way to get to your world and just conquer you. You know, like, so I could put a lot of things like that into the description. See how many women message me.
I mean, you know what? They're just going to think that you're into some weird BDSM shit. And then, like, okay, you know, I like roleplay too. I like my shit being conquered. So.
Right. You know. I mean, I'm going to lose a little bit of weight because, you know, living this sedentary lifestyle, working online constantly and living in an apartment where I don't really do anything. I'm stuck in the house. Moving out to the land is really going to help. That and, you know, just getting up off the fucking computer chair when I'm done with my work.
You can actually be the 30-year-old boomer. IRL.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I wear it well because I'm 6'3".
Oh, really?
You know, yeah, I'm a big Viking motherfucker. Like,
are you actually Swedish? Because you got the blonde hair and the blue eyes.
Oh yeah, no. We did an Ancestry.com like DNA test. My dad did. He wanted to see like where our family come from, and they send you like a digital map with like highlighted countries, and it was all Scandinavia, England, Ireland, and Scotland. Nothing else. Nothing else. It's all fucking Saxon fucking blood, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I even decided to do the Viking Ragnar, you know, ponytail, like the Ragnar Lothbrok look, you know.
Nice.
Shave the sides. You know?
Do you watch Varg and all those people, all the Scandinavian, what's it called, pagan people on there, on YouTube?
Never heard of them, but send me their links so I can make fun of them.
Oh, I guess you never paid attention to. I like metal, so I guess you don't know about the black metal scene and all that.
No, I do. I'm a metal fan.
You like metal?
I just don't know what you're talking about. Like pagans? Is this on YouTube or something?
Yeah, they're okay. So they're more right-leaning, I guess. They're more like European nationalists. Some people would be like, "Oh, that's all right." I think they're just European nationalists.
Right.
Varg is a crazy motherfucker. That's why I find him so interesting. So during the Satanic Panic in the 90s, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm very aware of that. That was up in Memphis.
Yeah. So they were in the black metal scene in like the Netherlands, I think it was at. The Netherlands was where black metal reside.
Oh yeah,
They had all these crazy Scandinavian dudes making black metal, and they decide who can be the edgiest edgelord that there is. And they basically got so angry at each other that Varg killed one of his bandmates. And also he set a bunch of churches on fire, like really, really old churches, like 1,000-year-old churches. And yeah.
Wait, for real, or as like a skit?
As a meme. No, he really did kill his friend and set churches on fire. And now he's out of prison, and he's living in France on welfare, from what I've heard. And now he just makes videos about saving the Europe, being pagan, fuck Christianity.
This is a real thing.
Yes,
God.
Thing. I love it because he does it all in his Jeep too. His like Jeep from 1989, and he's got like 5 kids with this autistic woman. I shit you not.
You watch this shit for the entertainment value, or like I don't understand.
Yeah, because he's so crazy. Like I've always been interested in the black metal scene because the history of it's fascinating to me. And this is what he does nowadays. The crazy guy that killed a person that set churches on fire now talks about European nationalism.
He sounds like the metal version of like rappers. Like rappers try to get street cred, so they'll like do some gangster ass shit with like, and there was like a feud, and they had like Tupac ends up getting killed, and Biggie ends up getting killed. It's kind of like it's like the metal version of that.
Except one of the bandmates killed himself. He shot himself in the head with a shotgun, and the weird fuckers.
He Kurt Cobained himself.
Yeah, he Kurt Cobained himself. And the weird fuckers actually used that as their album cover.
Oh yeah, that's some dark shit right there.
I believe that was Mayhem that did that.
That is the edgiest of all the lords.
Yeah, well, that's what it was like in the 90s. It was totally like, let's see how much we can push the narrative, because it was like. It's kind of like how it is today, where it's like everybody's a Nazi. The Nazi panic, the Satanic Panic. So you had all these bands in revolt trying to be like, okay, we're going to push how far we can get the media to like to piss them off and piss off normies, essentially, because we're going to make edgy stuff that scares people. And then we're also going to like invite this whole like, I don't know, a new crowd, a new audience of people that also want to rebel against this kind of narrative that's being pushed upon us.
Right.
And that's why I'm very interested in it.
But it doesn't sound like. I mean, I'm not I might joke a lot, but I'm not a fan of murderers. Yeah. I try not to let that be like a standard.
I have a very morbid curiosity, so it's
totally cool. Like I'm morbidly curious about serial killers.
Yes.
But I'm not gonna be like I'm your biggest fan.
No. No.
I'm just curious, like it's fascinating. It is, because peering into the mind of that kind of darkness is utterly fascinating. You know, so I totally get it, but I've just never heard of it, I guess.
I do like black metal, but I wouldn't go out of my way to meet these people.
Yeah, I'm more of a. I mean, I love all kinds of metal and rock, but I'm definitely more of a fan of like symphonic metal.
Symphonic metal.
Yeah, like Camelot, Nightwish,
Oh
Within
yeah.
Temptation, things like that. I don't know why. I just like the melody and the I like the melody mixed with the hard stuff. So I've just always been kind of that way. I mean, don't get me wrong, I listen to it all though. I have preferred subgenres, and then of course classic rock and stuff like that, southern rock, southern blues, some of that stuff, that kind of outlaw country rock. That's the dark shit that I like, fucking singing about gunslingers coming to town and killing people. Like that's the better version of country. I don't like that drowning in your beer bullshit. But I do like outlaw stuff, man. Outlaw bluegrass and country, man, that's some good shit, man.
I love Dolly. That's where my heart's at. I saw her live. She's great. Love me some Dolly.
Dolly Parton.
Yeah, I love Dolly. Also love pop music too. I like my split personality is really dark, ambient.
Yeah, you kind of remind me of like a bubblegum goth or a pink goth. It's like part of it is black and life is depression and darkness, and then the other side's like, hey everybody, I love this. This is pink. I love pink.
Yeah,
it's a bipolar goth subgenre of goth. The bubblegum goth.
Yep, that's me. You want to read your super chats?
Yeah, just a couple. Yeah, do what you got to do. I'm gonna read a couple super chats here. Incandescent01 says, I've recently started using zombie thunder cunt as an insult. Nice, I like that. Magog 2020 says, that is a man. Officer Gex says, BTGG, so sexy, I need a new one. And West Kite says, please make it canon that Beardy belongs to the Volgoth Pussies murder ball team. I don't know if they'll be called that, but the murder ball is definitely a thing. So that's already canon. We haven't decided on all the team names except for Morscar, because that just fit the video, the Morscar Grim Ravens. Considering that in the lore, Grim Ravens is, mostly native to Morscar. They like to hang out in the high fells of Noth and things like that. So, yay, lore! Hey.
A
lot of lore written for the show. Yeah, go ahead. What's up? You're back.
Yeah, I just got some water.
Some liquid refreshment.
That's all I drink is water and coffee, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of the same way. I drink a lot of sweet tea because I'm a Southern. I love my iced sweet tea and cocaine. And
that's Coca-Cola, right? Not actual cocaine.
I crack a lot of jokes. 90% of everything I say is a joke. Don't call it.
I don't like cocaine. I just like the way it smells.
What are you, the cops?
Yeah.
But yes, so anyway, we'll probably not go for too much longer. I don't want to do like a whole 2 hours because it's difficult with just two people, and I have to do literally anything else. So we'll do another 15 minutes. We'll make this an hour and a half stream. How's that sound?
Oh, that's fun.
So last 15 minutes, is there anything you want to say, or anything you want to ask me, or we didn't really do an interview. We just kind of went off rambling, but I guess that's fine.
What would you? Okay, so what key things do you want to ask me then?
So are they like firm? Or I gotta help myself.
They jiggle. They jiggle. They're soft.
Yeah, she has huge tracts of land. Yeah. No, I guess like what are you trying to get out of this YouTube thing? You want to try to be full-time, or are you just doing this for a hobby, or
hobby, potentially part-time job, because I also live stream, and so I really appreciate when people donate and stuff like that. And it's just like talking to the normies, they don't give a fuck about this internet thing. So it's kind of like there's certain things I want to talk about and also talk to other people about. that bother me that other people don't give a fuck about. So that's what I get out of it.
Well, you can feel free to rip this stream and put it on your own channel as your own content. If you'd like to have something posted, or feel free to do that. As long as you link me, But I'm not looking for a sub boost from your
9,000 from your 30,000. Yeah.
Yeah, just I'm an important man.
5 solid.
I joke a lot, but I mean, like when I went to VidCon and shit, it's like you really start to realize how little sub count matters.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Like people, sub count literally is just a way to signal to other YouTubers that you might be on their level, and then they might invite you to the cool party. But other than that, like most people I bumped into in VidCon, even if I didn't get along with them online, were just cool people in real life. We'd have beer, we'd hang out at the bar.
Yeah.
Like the very first video I did was on Lacey Green because she freaked out about Trump getting elected, and I did a video on that. And then like years later, I met her at VidCon. And she was just the sweetest thing, It was just like I kind of felt bad, Of course, she was shit faced. She was drunk off her ass next to Chris Ray Gun, and they're both midgets.
Yeah.
Like I walked up to them, I'm like, "Hey, hobbits, what's up?" And Chris Ray Gun's cool, Like I think she really mellowed out after meeting Chris,
Yeah.
But I did my video before she met Chris and everything. But anyway, like a VidCon, it was crazy to see them, and like Chris come up and be like, "What's up, Magog? Oh man, like your content's so cool." And then I met Lacey outside the bar. She was hanging with a bunch of other people, and I went to catch up with a few people, and she was there. And she was like, "I know you. You're Mordor," and I was like, "Close enough." Please don't watch my videos. So like I really do think there's a separation between the internet and real life.
Oh, absolutely. It's like people on the internet are characters to us, right?
Yeah, right. Like people who understand internet culture understands that like 90% of what you read is just bullshit.
Yes.
That's internet culture. People literally just vicariously living through their darker selves.
Yeah.
In my case, I do it literally. Magog is literally like the dark side of my humor. He's like my inner darkness,
Well, it's also when you're doing YouTube, it's like or even streaming, like you put on a character to an extent, and you want people to you want to show your best side, however you want it to be presented. And then you go and meet these people in real life. You're like, oh, they're just socially awkward nerds,
right? Yeah, don't get me wrong. There were still a few people that were just dicks. They think that their sub count just makes them gods. I joke that way because that's part of the personality of Magog. Magog thinks he's all important and he's going to be the future Dark Overlord. That's the character. Mm-hmm. But man, you meet somebody with like 1 million subs and they're just like, "Be gone from me, peasant." You're not even allowed to talk to them, and you're like, "Fuck you." You think your 1 million subs actually fucking matter? What really matters is a dedicated audience that just loves what you do and wants wants to help you grow and help you build a medieval village and have hookers.
Yeah, hookers.
Yeah. I was like, I looked at a medieval TV shows and shit like Game of Thrones. I was like, "Fuck you. I'm going to do my own with blackjack and hookers." And it's kind of the same with you. You're kind of vlogging, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just being you.
Yeah.
There is that separation, isn't there?
Absolutely. Well, like that's the thing. Like I've got the Spooky Weebtrash channel where I talk about whatever the hell I want to. And also, I've got me outside where I talk to people, but I don't really talk about, hey, let's talk about why feminism is cancer or something like that, like to normies. It's different. And also when you meet YouTubers in real life, it's also a kind of a different experience too.
Yeah, you said off air, you mentioned, or was it on air? You mentioned you went to, I can't remember, but you went down to the Knoxville to see that stuff unfold, and it ended up not happening, really, did it? Because
Knoxville. Oh my god, that was a shit show.
Especially, I mean, I'm not that heavy into it, but I do know what happened because I'm still, I'm still in contact with some of them people. Like I talk to Failure every now and again, and I see the tweets and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do videos on it though, and I don't do blood sports. I just don't.
You don't want to get involved in sports at all. Yeah.
have fun and entertain people. I consider myself an entertainer.
It is stressful, and some, like, obviously there's spurgy doxers that are heavily involved with it, heavily involved with it. But it essentially, I actually make friends, like genuine friends. Like, there's this guy I met, Flamenco, and I show up on his channel a lot, and we also collab on like streams together.
Right.
And I met Dick Masterson, and he's cool and nice as shit. And also followed me on Twitter, of all things. I guess I left a good impression.
Impressions.
Good impressions, yeah. Everybody was nice, and so was Nick Rekieta, who is also involved with the Kick Thick thing. If any weaves are out there, know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
I'm not that heavy into it, but explain it for the audience.
So if you guys know anything about anime or seen Full Metal Alchemist, one of the most famous voice actors in the West is Vic Mignogna.
Yeah.
And he worked for this company called Funimation. And all of a sudden, these other voice actresses were saying he raped them with no evidence, no nothing like that. Nothing really added up. And so now there's a lawsuit going on. It's not like right now, but like they've already sent out the hey, we're gonna sue the fuck out of you if you don't respond or something like that. So it's gonna be the Monocreole, Jamie, Funimation, John. They call him Ron. It's Ron. Sorry, they call him Ron Soye, but it's Ron Toye. Get it? But yeah, and Nick Rekieta made a crowdfund for Vic Mignogna, and it was really
heard about that.
Yeah, and I'm going to Houston, Texas next month to go to Anime Matsuri, where it's going to feature Vic. Nick is also going to be there, and I'm going to be vlogging it and stuff like that to be involved with the community, I guess. Talk about the kickback situation.
Right, yeah. I heard a little bit about that because I think I was on a live stream with Doc, and Aiden was on there and a couple other people, and they were talking about that. And I heard a little bit about it, and I think that's fucked up. That stuff is happening a lot these days. That Brett Kavanaugh type of like, he did it. Where's your evidence? It was 50 years ago. I don't remember, but he still did it, And don't get me wrong. I think the Me Too movement started with good intentions, because there are the Harvey Weinsteins of the world that need to be brought down a peg or two. Don't get me wrong. I'm not for the fucking, groomers and rapists and shit. But at the same time, man, the people, there's been like decades of where of women not being punished for false accusations. So they think they can just get away with it. And it's like, I get the other argument too. Like if you start punishing women, real victims will be afraid to come forward. So it's a nuanced situation, but because also, sexual assault and rape is kind of oftentimes hard to prove. It's usually a lot of times it comes down to, the word of the two people. Who do you believe, Well,
it's like you have to have a rape kit, and you also have to take a drug test. Excuse me. There's ways to go about it, but you shouldn't encourage that kind of behavior, or else you'll make like cancel culture, sis. Like, you're canceled, or you're doing this. Guilty until proven not is kind of like how people view things nowadays.
Yeah, that's people reading 1984 as a user manual.
Actually,
that's not a good idea.
Favorite books ever.
Like I remember talking to a female friend who truly believed Brett Kavanaugh did it just because woman said it happened. And I was arguing with her, and she's like, I was like, in situations like this with the lack of evidence, it happening 30 years ago, she can't even recall what house it was and stuff like that. I was like, we have to believe the accused. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And she was like, why do you have to believe the man over the woman? And I'm like, because I've seen The Crucible. And that literally shut her up when I said that. She was just like, and I said that because I knew she was a huge fan of The Crucible. And it fucked her brain up. She went, like,
yeah.
Like, come on, like the fucking bitches in Salem were like, he's a witch. Fucking hung him. Like that's all it took back then because of the mass hysteria around it. They literally thought the devil was in that fucking town. you know, and so that these bitches could just get away with pointing fingers at whoever they wanted, and they would die. Those people would literally die. No evidence needed.
No
And that shit,
against their actions either.
That is a dangerous, dangerous fucking road to go down. So as sympathetic I am to rape victims, true victims, when women falsely accuse and then get caught doing it, one, a lot of times they're not punished as harshly as the man would be if it actually happened. And they get to like walk away. But also it degrades the legitimacy of real victims.
Yeah. It's
that's terrifying too.
Kind of like what I heard about the abortion clause. So people who are complaining about there not being a rape clause, which, you know, I know it sounds silly, but also a lot of people will be like, if that was the only option to like get an abortion, like rape accusations would go out like a shit ton too. So there's also that argument for that.
There are many arguments. We could probably do another like hour on just that, but I don't want to do that. I just wanted to introduce you to some of my fans. We got a few last super chats. One of them is definitely a question towards you.
Okay.
So we will do this, and then we'll probably bring it to an end. I hope everybody has enjoyed this talk. James Cawley says, ask your guest if she thinks Dolly's "He'll Come Again" is about Dolly's sex life.
Possibly. I'm not sure though. She's not very lewd, so who knows?
Yeah, like, and even if she writes her own songs, I think that's a little on the nose.
Yeah, I don't think she really talks about. I think it was more just a relationship in general, you know.
Right. But at the same time, interpretation, you know. You can totally believe that if you'd like. Sure. And Wes Kite says for $10 for the Blackjack and the Hookers Fund.
Nice.
Once again, half of the donations tonight are going to go to my guests because this is kind of an official meet and greet interview type of thing, even though we did go on tangents. It's been wonderful talking with you.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, thanks for coming on my show and getting to know me. And, you know, if my fans like you, do consider maybe joining one of my character streams. And
absolutely.
Maybe you can have some fun.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
And make some money.
That's the best part, right?
For another boob job, you know, like, I don't know.
Oh, that sounds sketchy. I don't know, fam.
Use the money for blackjack and hookers.
That's a good way to get like you know how porn stars have like literal bricks for tits sometimes.
Oh yeah, because they've gotten multiple.
Like, yeah, that's a good way to get.
Yeah, let's not do that. That's just wrong. Leave them natural looking at least if you're gonna get it done. You know.
Yeah.
Like, you know, but everybody find Spooky's links in the chat or in the description. I put in her YouTube channel as well as her Twitter. I'm sure if she has, excuse me, I'm sure if she has anything else, you can find it via Twitter. I'm sure you have all your links.
Mostly on YouTube, yeah.
YouTube and Twitter probably has all kinds of other links to Instagram and Snapchat or whatever you got. Whatever kids are using these days. But get that Snapchat filter. What is it that turns you into a woman? You know, it turns you into a man.
It just made me look like a 34-year-old woman named Deborah who's addicted to Xanax. That's what I thought it made me look like.
Oh, God damn it. I forgot something.
What'd you forget?
Tiberius Kirk said Magog Streamlabs and the unboxing.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot to post the Streamlabs link, so I didn't even have it up. I'm sorry. I kind of had to rush because I was out. I was out half the day, and then I was talking to some fans and stuff in Discord, and kind of lost track of time. And that was on me. I mean, we were still on time, but I only had like 15 minutes to prep instead of like half an hour. So my bad. Let me go to my donations there. Yeah, it looks like a Full Auto Skeptic gave. Oh no, that was the other day. Sorry. Tiberius Kirk gave $5. Says, "Long live Poe." Yes, thank you so much. Oh my God, you're so wonderful. Go fuck yourselves. That's his catchphrase. He likes to just.
He sounds kind of like the South Park character.
You can go fuck yourself too.
Yeah.
And I guess I'll do that if you don't want to stick around for my little unboxing. You can.
Oh yeah.
But
I've got a house to clean. I've got sandwiches to make too. So
right. So yeah, that's where we will end our little introduction to Spooky. Everybody, type 1 in the chat if you want her to join Fetch Quest or Side Quest, and we can talk later on. You know how to get a hold of me, and thanks for coming on.
All right, thanks for having me. Bye, guys.
All right, now the cleavage has left the stream. I'm going to lose viewers. Yeah, let me do that real quick since I'm already live. I'm going to do that. I'm going to unbox this thing. So give me a second, guys. I'm going to go over there and get it. All right, and I've got to get me a knife to open this motherfucker. Yay. My place is a fucking mess. Because I fucking am in the middle of moving. Which makes it difficult. I'm sure everybody's enjoying this part. This is how I roll. The most unprepared streams in the world. All right. Found one. All right. Here we go. I don't know if they're watching, but here it is, everybody. These are from Lazarus Long. And I don't have any more Streamlabs, I don't believe. So yeah, we'll do this. We're going to unbox things. Watch the chat. I already know what's in them, but I've been waiting to open these. Thank you, Lazarus Long, for sending me my own custom stogies. Yeah. Probably freeze frame on there. Look at that. It's literally a full box. They got humidifiers in them. Yeah. Round dicks. Oh, cool. Let me pull it out of the package because there's like shiny light. That's a hell of a stogie. And it's got a Magog label on it. Little cartoon. Oh, sweet. Sent me a cutter. I don't have a butane torch, so I'm not going to light it. God damn, he sent me like 100 of these things. Look at it's a whole box of them. Nice. Thanks, Lazarus. Custom fucking stogies, dude. Yeah. I appreciate it, man. That's awesome. I got custom stogies. I'll have to give a few of them to my friends. damn, this ain't no joke. Woo! Where'd that wrapper go? There it is. Put you back. Put you back. I don't know if he has like a tobacco company or he just does this as a fucking hobby, but that's awesome. Little Magog's Necro Root. Handmade. I at least know how to properly light a cigar. So that's why I'm not going to do it, because I don't have a butane torch. I don't typically smoke cigars, and I'm not going to degrade this fine tobacco cigar with lighting it with a regular lighter. What you do is you sit there and you fucking cook the end of it with a butane torch. Seals in the flavor. Now you could use a match, I suppose, but each package has a cutter. So if I gave somebody like a whole package, it comes with a cutter. And there's a box. A box to keep them in. There's the Magog Necro Root label. Wood Magog. That is awesome. I'm going to have to unpack each and every one of them and put them in the wood box and have them to offer for special occasions. So that's it, guys. That's my my cool fan gift. I appreciate it. Lazarus Long. Thank you. That's awesome. Yeah, there's no real special benefit to matches, and the problem with matches is, especially with cigars that size, matches are fine for like Black and Milds because they're thin, but a cigar that size that's like that big around, you got to sit there and fucking like light the tobacco evenly, and the match burns down so damn quick. You got to light multiple ones. I ain't doing all that. Sorry. So I appreciate it. I also, I don't know, like that propane torch, the butane torch actually seals in the flavor better. So you sit there and cook the end of that all nice and even after you snip it. But thank you so much for the custom cigars. And thank you everybody who donated tonight. As I promised, I'll send half of that to Spooky, as a nice little payment for making a guest appearance on my wonderful show. And I think I'm going to go now, though, guys. I think I'll answer a few questions in the chat, interact with you guys. Ask Rufus to light your cigars. That'd be fun. I wonder what a cigar would taste like lit with dragon's fire. They smell pretty good. They're pretty mild. They're not overpowering, because as soon as I opened it, I could smell it, but it wasn't like woo, So I'll have to try one. So thank you. And Sir Eloian says, here, can you buy them? I don't know if you can or not. I don't know if they were just kind of a custom thing he wanted to send to me. There's Lazarus. I don't own a cigar company, but I thought you might like them. Thank you so much, Lazarus. I appreciate that. That's awesome, dude. I've never had custom cigars based on a character I've created. That is definitely a first. That is going on my bucket list, a little fucking scratch through it. Have custom made cigars for yourself. Yeah. Cross that out. Maybe next time, like on the first episode of Side Quest, I'm going to be like, welcome to Side Quest, everyone. Let's get down to business, you fucking assholes. Big ass stogie sticking out of my mouth. But thank you very much, Lazarus. I appreciate you, man. Look up Cardman on DeviantArt and get a bullet lighter from him. Yeah, cool. Yeah. I got them through Babalu Cigars out of Austin. Oh, okay. So you got them from like a company, but you made the label and everything from the artwork I sent you. That's pretty cool, man. Are they Cuban? Are they Cohiba? I don't know if they're Cohibas. I don't know. I don't think so. It, did they legalize Cubans? Like they used to be legal, but I know we started opening up trade with Cuba, so I don't know. I would need fake cigars for my Hellboy costume. My local venue doesn't allow real ones. I'm sure where there's a will, there's a way. That'd be awesome if you have a Hellboy costume. I'd love to see that, John. You can like tweet that out, or my DMs are open. Send me pictures, man. That's awesome. They are legal now. That's cool. That's cool. Because I know there used to be a trade embargo with Cuba for like years and years and years, and it was hard to get Cubans. Um, let's see. Yeah. Peterbilt's in the chat. What's up, Peterbilt? Magog won't nice me. I'm not nice to anybody. But yes, thank you so much. And I have another package from a fan, but I'm going to open that one at a different time because there's like a whole element to it. And I kind of want to do that one in character because it's more for like Magog to open. Like the cigars are cool, but they're not really like there are no cigars in Magog's realm for real, but I think I'm gonna do that one in character so that it could be like this whole thing. I promised her I would do it. So beard looking fine today. Thank you. God, it's getting long. I need to like fucking tie it into a knot. All hail the Dark Lord Magog. Thank you, Assassin of the Grey. And do I need to reshoot a vid for Fetch Quest? No, it can be the same audition. Side Quest is going to have co-hosts that rotate in and out. So like Monday might be 2 people, and then Friday will be the other 2 people. Me and Erlyn will be the only steady co-host for Side Quest. But then Fetch Quest will have all kinds of characters coming in and out all the time. That's kind of the idea. It's kind of like the minor leagues. And then if you do good on Fetch Quest, you might get to have a spot on one of the side quests or something like that, And that way I can start working with a lot of people because I found myself I didn't really want to turn down some of the really talented people who sent me audition tapes because I could only choose a certain amount. Now, not everybody can even do Fetch Quest because we can only do a certain amount of people in the beginning anyway because it all, I'm kind of a one-man show here and I've got to do all the artwork and stuff. But as people come along and perfect their characters and things like that, then they can constantly kind of try out for Fetch Quest. And Fetch Quest will be kind of designed for some lower characters to kind of bring other lower characters on and see if they work together and are funny and entertaining and stuff. Yeah, I think I'd like to get Spooky on if her schedule allows it. I know that she has a busy schedule and she can only do certain days, so it really all depends. But Spooky's an entertaining little lady, and worst case scenario, if she can't join the show and create a character for the show, even as just an occasional guest, maybe not a steady co-host, but an occasional guest, at least maybe she got. I helped get the word out about her channel and the stuff she does, and maybe you guys go check out her content and you like it. I don't know, just trying to help out some smaller YouTubers now and again. And on that note, I think I'm going to bring it to an end. It's been an hour and 45 minutes. Thank you all so much for watching, and I appreciate all the donations and stuff, and a wench quest. Aero Turbo. Yeah, because I kind of want a diverse cast of people. I didn't want it to all just be a sausage fest with just Erlyn. So it would be nice to get a few female characters. Maybe some elven maidens or a warrior maiden of some sort or something like that. I mean, I'm all about getting different people. you know, I want to expand side quest. So it's going to be awesome. But anyway, I'm bringing it to an end. We'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And we'll hopefully see you soon for a few Magog videos when I can carve out the time to do it. Because I, as you can see, put the set back together. So thank you, everybody. And thanks again, Lazarus Long, for the custom cigars. We'll see you next time. I'm Jeremy, the creator of Magog. Later.